Picture this, a parched landscape, cracked earth stretching as far as the eye can see. Cities rationing water, crops failing, and a desperate search for a solution. Now, turn your gaze to the southernmost point of our planet, Antarctica, a vast frozen continent holding nearly 70% of the world's fresh water, locked away in its ancient ice. For decades, it's been a land of science and peace. But what if that all changed? What if, in a world desperate for water, Antarctica's ice became the new oil? Welcome to the thirsty continent. As global droughts become more frequent and severe, the once unthinkable is now on the table. Imagine a neutral water consortium, a global alliance formed not for war, but for survival, quietly setting up shop on the Antarctic ice sheet. They're not there for research in the traditional sense. They're testing massive, state-of-the-art drills, designed to extract pristine ice cores on an industrial scale. This isn't science fiction. It's the dawning of the drought economy. We're talking about a technological gold rush, or rather, an ice rush. Giant insulated tankers, once used for oil, are retrofitted to transport colossal blocks of ice or meltwater across the oceans. New shipping lanes are carved through the treacherous Southern Ocean, bypassing traditional choke points and creating a new global maritime map. These aren't just ships, they're lifelines, carrying the most precious commodity on Earth. The tension would be palpable. Research outposts from different nations, once collaborating on climate studies, would suddenly find themselves in a silent standoff. A Russian base might accidentally wander into a zone being surveyed by an American team. A Chinese drone might be spotted monitoring a European extraction site. It's not a hot war with soldiers and tanks, but a cold war of resource diplomacy fought with satellite imagery, competing scientific claims, and strategic ice core drilling. Every nation wants a piece of the ice, a guarantee for their future water security. And what about the cities? Imagine a world where places like Los Angeles, Cape Town, or Phoenix have to enter a global bidding war, not for oil, but for water rights to a specific Antarctic glacier. City budgets would be redrawn, with Antarctic glacial melt becoming a line item more critical than infrastructure or public transport. The price of your water bill could soon be tied to the melt rate of the Pine Island Glacier and the political stability of the international consortiums that control it. This is the new face of urban survival. The implications ripple right down to your daily life. The next time you grab a bottle of water, look at the label. Instead of spring water or artesian well, you might see sourced from Antarctic melt. It sounds pure, exotic even. But that purity comes at a staggering cost. The energy required to drill, transport, and process that ice would be immense, ironically contributing to the very climate change that caused the water scarcity in the first place. The price tag on that bottle, it would reflect not just the water inside, but the complex geopolitical dance and environmental gamble it took to get it to you. This isn't just about extracting a resource. It's about sovereignty and ethics. The Antarctic Treaty, signed in 1959, dedicates the continent to peace and science. It explicitly puts a pause on territorial claims. But does the treaty account for a world where water is more valuable than land? Could a nation claim historical water rights to a section of the ice sheet? We could see new legal battles fought in international courts, redrawing the lines of ownership on a continent that technically belongs to no one and everyone. The environmental fallout is the elephant in the room. What happens when we start carving up glaciers on a massive scale? We're not just talking about sea level rise. We're talking about disrupting ocean currents, destroying unique ecosystems that have existed for millennia, and releasing ancient microbes locked in the ice. The very act of solving our water crisis could trigger a cascade of new, unforeseen environmental disasters. It's a classic case of the cure potentially being worse than the disease. So, where do we go from here? The idea of mining Antarctica for water forces us to confront some hard truths about our relationship with the planet. Is our thirst so great that we're willing to sacrifice the last pristine continent? Or can we find a better way? Perhaps this speculative future is the wake-up call we need. A push to invest more in desalination, water recycling, and conservation here at home, so that Antarctica can remain a symbol of peace and scientific cooperation, not the next resource to be fought over. The future of the thirsty continent and our own depends on the choices we make today. Thank you for watching. If this journey into a possible future got you thinking, please hit that like button, subscribe for more deep dives, and share your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think the future of water security looks like? Let's discuss.